most amazing experience of my life.
An amazing year.
One of the best things I've ever done.
Amazing, awesome, wonderful, fantastic, life-changing.
Life-changing. Fulfilling.
Wow.
It's awakening.
Magical.
Doing a teaching exchange had all the recipes for all of what we were looking for.
We could do this, and let's do this, and that's exactly what we did.
We said, why not?
I'm really curious about other educational systems because I'm a teacher.
You're that type of person who likes to travel, who likes adventure. I went, yeah, that's me.
Hardly travelled at all in our life, and we thought it would be a great experience.
Spoke to my wife. Next day we were filling in the applications.
I'm going to do this finally, and why haven't I done it sooner?
My wife was as motivated, or if not more motivated than I, to actually go on exchange.
If it suits the family and the children at the right age, or you're at the right position in your professional life, it really is a great opportunity to experience a new country, a new culture.
My teenage daughter was very enthusiastic when we proposed it. She thought it would be great.
We had a family vote, and it was to put an in-ground pool in or to go to Canada for a year.
Boy, the 6 months between, yeah, I'm really keen on going and we're getting on the plane tomorrow, that was a real turmoil for her.
So they decided they'd go to Canada for the year if we could, but I think they think we'll get the pool as well when we get home.
And you know, the first couple of weeks we were there, it was really tough on my daughter. But on the other hand, 12 months later, we just about needed a crowbar to get her on the plane to come home.
If you're interested in living in another country for a year, this is a really easy way to do it. What are the two things that you worry about? Where am I going to live, and how am I going to earn a paycheck? And by doing a teaching exchange, those two things are taken care of.
We had a couple of people here that were contacts, that were in regular contact with the teacher in case there were issues or problems.
I didn't worry about my house. I thought, you know, in the year that I'm in my house, yeah, I'm going to nick a few things. I might scrape something. And I would expect that the people that were living there would do the same thing. We really stressed to them, to our exchange partners, this is your home for the year. Please treat it as your home.
This opportunity to experience a different culture and live in a different part of the world far outweighed any of the possible negative consequences that may occur because of swapping houses.
You've got to be flexible. Things will come up that you don't expect. When I arrived in Australia, I actually found out that my teaching assignment was a little bit different than what I had anticipated. And surprises can be good things. Surprises can also be a little bit shocking. So instead of being predominantly a grade 8-9 math teacher, I became a grade 7 computer teacher, a grade 8 math science teacher, a grade 9 science teacher, a grade 9 math teacher, a grade 10 science teacher. I had a pretty big load. There will be times on exchange when you're going to think, oh, why did I do this? This is really hard. And on those days, what I would do is I'd go, yeah, this is really hard. I've had a tough day, but I'm having a tough day in Australia. Let's go to the beach.
You wake up every day and go, it's going to be something new. I can't predict what's going to happen today. I can wake up here tomorrow and go, yeah, it's probably going to snow. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to see my friends. Life's good. But there, it's like, oh, I might take a new way to work. Oh, I'm going to meet new people. Oh, the kids are going to teach me something different. Or, oh, I'm going off for the weekend. I'm going to go explore this new place. When you travel, it makes you adventurous. It makes you question things and go, why? I want to try.
It started off very rough. We bought a vehicle there, and within the first 500 kilometers, the motor went on the vehicle, and we're stranded on the side of the road halfway between two towns. It was about 40 degrees outside. The shop there at the school said, we'll help you get a new motor. It was the wrong motor, and so we had to find another motor. My first day of teaching the sheep class, a steel gate fell and landed right on my toe, broke my toe. And then my wife got sick, Australian flu, that she ended up in the hospital. But in the end, it was the most incredible experience of our entire lives.
I was so excited because I love those kids. I love their energy. I love their excitement. And so I was like, yeah, I'm here. I'm having fun. And no, it was a blast right from the moment I walked in the room.
I was teaching in a Victorian school. It was built in, I think, 1848. It was having its 150th birthday, actually, when I was there.
It was in a village called Dundry. And going into the class on the first day, I had, I thought, okay, I'm going to see all these children, they're going to be in uniforms, and it's going to be, very British. And
surprisingly, they're a lot like our kids here. That year really proved to me that kids are kids.
Kids are kids are kids.
That was the best part of the whole teaching experience, was that students were students.
The kids I've got here are absolutely wonderful. They are gorgeous. They think I speak 2 languages, Australian and Canadian.
Some of the things that we would do in one year, they would do in another. So it was a very comfortable transition for me, and I found the curriculum really easy to fall into and to understand. It wasn't a problem.
Koala puppet we called Gum Gum and a beaver called Munch, and they all took it home and had to take photos on the digital camera they took home and what Gum Gum and Munch did in their homes with them, and then we made a journal and we've exchanged that between the 2 classes.
I was there to learn what they did, so I wanted to ask as many questions as I could and find out how the system worked there.
My students learn about Australia every day. There is something that I drop, something that I say, something that I joke about that has some sort of Aussie flavour.
I grew in the sense that I got a very different idea of how things might work here in Canada in terms of our educational system.
Every time you meet someone before and after they go on an exchange, you can see the differences.
You're forced to not only look at their situation and try and understand it, but also makes you self-reflective and say, well, what is my circumstance? What is my situation?
You learn to appreciate things about the school system you've moved into, and you learn to really appreciate what's important about the school system and the school and the staff you were with back home.
I see it much more clearer. What's for me a plus, what's a minus.
Having the opportunity to collaborate with colleagues in a different country, to be able to sit down and talk about, well, this is what we do and why. Why is it that you're doing this? Can you explain this to me? And to have discussions and to have disagreements, because we certainly did, in terms of how we did things, was absolutely priceless to me.
We do it our way, they might do it a different way. You need to look at both ways. Take the best out of both and take that back with you.
I don't think that I ever could have had such an intense, thorough professional development in any other way.
It's a tremendous experience. I have learnt so much attending principals meetings, district meetings, in services, and it's something that I intend to take back and use with my staff there. So I've never stopped learning since I was here.
Experience a different way of teaching, experience a different way of thinking about how we live our lives. And if you allow that to enter, then you're going to just grow as an individual, not just professionally, but personally as well.
People are always excited, well, where did you go this time? What did you see this time?
A Friday at 3:30.
Went to Perth.
My wife would be in the parking lot with the car going.
To Cairns, and I did the snorkeling.
We would be on the road Friday night.
Uluru.
Sydney, we saw Cairns.
Just a sense of what Australia is like now.
Took a train up to the Red Centre.
Singapore on the way down.
Went up to Darwin.
Took us to their summer houses down the coast. A great way to see the country is when you're traveling with people from the country. Ride off the coast of Tasmania to the farthest area south before hitting Antarctica.
And I spoke at the grade 12 graduation.
That was pretty cool too.
I talked about all the places that I went to, and once I just listed off all the different things we saw, people started clapping, were simply amazed, and came up to me afterwards and said, "You have seen more of this country than we have, and we've lived here our entire lives."
The ability to say yes.
Say yes at any opportunity.
If you're prepared to try anything, keep an open mind.
With an open mind, you must be flexible.
And talk to everybody that comes along and invites you places, then I think you'll have a great time and a great experience.
Flexibility.
I think the word flexible just features so often.
Just roll with the times, whether they're good times or bad times.
You have to ask always.
Make sure you keep those lines of communication open and quite clear.
It's a year that you just give yourself that freedom to be who you want to be and do what you want to do. And
just saying yes, that's the quality that you need.
We have this whole connection of teachers that have been on exchange worldwide. And it's a small club, and it's a privilege to be part of that.
We're having a great time, eh?
This is not to be missed. Travelling to a country is different to actually going there and being part of it, part of a community, living there for 12 months.
It's the most, I think, enrichment step in my life in such a short time.
In the end, the best thing you can ever do with your life.
Definitely an amazing year of travel, of professional and personal growth.
Bar none. Best year, the best year of our lives.
You know, every day's been a new day professionally, which has been revitalising for me after teaching for many years.
Spend greater time with your family so it can awaken that whole experience and relationship that you have there as well.
And take it with the good and the bad. Life-changing event.
We never expected this. We never expected to feel this way about being here. It's truly been magical, so much so that it overtakes your feelings at times where you miss people and you miss home, which you undoubtedly do. It's filled in so many things, and it's going to be so hard to leave.
In a smaller centre, you become the stars of that community. You're the superstars, you're the Canadians who are, and everyone in the community knows that you're here, and so they know you're here for only a year, and they go out of their way to make you feel welcome and to say, come and experience what we have to offer.